Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason. Tough day. Obviously, it's the anniversary of 9/11. On top of that, what happened yesterday with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Yeah, you know, we've been talking about this for a long, long time, and this is just what happens, right? Moral decay. I think so many people disillusioned. Yeah, it's tough. You're almost hesitant and afraid to speak your mind, speak the truth. Free speech is not something people want. Freedom, not something people want. It's hard. It's a hard day. We had a ton of economic data out, and well, we'll try to focus in on that. I think, in a weird way, what happened yesterday, just another example of why you better have your gold and silver put away. I would guess that ammo and gun stores are probably going to be fairly busy this week. As, I don't know, do we just have to be walking around all the time? Maybe that's the answer. I don't know. I don't have a ton of answers today. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. You can call us. That's obviously for all your gold and silver needs, all your Texit cryptocurrency needs. By the way, boy, do it. If you've been waiting on Texit, stop waiting. Get it done before this weekend. I'm just going to say, that's all I'm going to say. Well, I'll say more later. I guess that isn't quite all I'm going to say. But okay, so the big economic data that we've been waiting for all week came out today. Let's start with jobless claims. So every Thursday we get this number, and it has been incredibly boring. We talk about the economy and boy, it feels like it's weakening. It's okay. It's not great. But boy, jobless claims just don't go anywhere. Unemployment rate kind of it's been trickling up. You know, we got to 4.3, which outside of I would say the post-COVID years, that'd be a really low number. Well, there's life this week. First time jobless claims surging 263,000. That is the most since October of 2021. Continuing claims also spiked back up again, right near a 4-year high as well. This is something where we will see, is this an anomaly this week? Because we've been in the 220s, right? You know, couple maybe a 230 number. This is a number, 270 to 300 is worrisome. So we're right near it, but it's only a week. But boy, do you ever want to see this number so you get a big rate cut. This would be the week to do it, right? So this was exactly what Wall Street was hoping for. And again, I don't know We had the big adjustment to jobs. What was that, last week? Or was it this week? I got to. They all run together. We'll see. That one caught me by surprise. I'll be honest. Wasn't expecting anything that high. Texas led the way, and it was a big number. So we'll see. But again, probably a number they wanted to see. Then the big number, the U.S. consumer prices, and this one, probably not what we wanted to see. Headline up 0.4%. That was hotter than expected. Barely missed 3%. So the headline number, the highest this year, 2.9%. And it was like 2.94. I mean, it was almost, because they do the rounding thing, almost 3%. So 2.9. And it didn't get any better as the details went on. When we get back, I'll tell you what Wall Street is doing. We'll go back deeper into the inflation numbers and what does it mean. We're back. The Patriot Radio News Hour on this Thursday, the anniversary of 9/11. And, of course, yesterday with Charlie Kirk. Tough day. So 800-951-0592. That is the toll-free number here. Let's take a look at the markets. So jobs numbers, bad, right? The initial jobless claims, that was a big number. Inflation, hotter than expected. The Dow, gotta love it, up 500 points. The S&P's up 47. The Nasdaq's up 139. Why? Because the 10-year note down to 4.01. What does that mean? It means that they believe that we are going to get a boatload of rate cuts. And that obviously, I think right now, they're expecting a 50 basis point rate cut from the Fed at the next meeting. We shall see. Gold just kind of hanging out. I mean, it's down 6, 36, 35. Silver's higher. Yeah, silver's going to squeeze. Boy, whoo. Talk about that, too. 41.30 on silver. But this really is setting the stage when we look at what inflation's done and we look at jobless claims. There's two things I think are when we say, what are the possibilities here going forward? We know they're going to cut rates, and now I think it's pretty cemented. We're going to get at least 75 basis points between now and the end of the year, maybe a whole point between now and the end of the year. We'll watch jobless claims. Obviously, the government's jobs number was terrible, right? Then they revised, and we actually, from June, July, and August, barely had any job growth at all, according to the government data. And June was actually a negative number. Then you look at what inflation is doing. So the headline up 0.4. Obviously, if that happened every month, and I don't think it will, I hope not, that'd be 5%, right? The headline now, just missing 3%. Remember what happened at 2%? It's going to get there. It's going to get there. It didn't get there. And now when we look at what is happening, index for shelter up 0.4 in August. What can you say? right? And that's a lot of things, right? Obviously, the price of homes, rates are coming down now, so will that help a little bit? I don't know. It may actually make it worse, right? May raise prices even more. We'll see. Rent. And then I think another really unspoken part of that is insurance and how much more insurance is for the homeowners. Food up half of a percent. And then the worst part was food at home up 0.6%. So this was tough. And of course, listen, going to the grocery store sucks anymore, right? We all know everything costs a fortune, right? And it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. Energy up 0.7, and this is tough part. Because oil's pretty inexpensive. Matter of fact, oil's like $62 today. I mean, it sucks if you got to buy gas in Phoenix, $3.79, and that sucks. And it's California it's everything to do with California. But yeah, all the AI, data centers, you name it. Huge increases in energy prices. The index for all items less food and energy, right? So when you take out food and energy, still up 0.3. You had airline fees. This is where cars and trucks go. Apparel. Used car, this is where your medical stuff is, your recreational. So again, like I said, even when you got into the details here, not a great number. Core CPI up 0.3. I think 3.1% year over year. And then, and that, like again, shelter again. Was a big headline. Rents were up 3.5. Lodging away from home was up. Airfares were up. Used cars and trucks were up. Yeah. Up. I'm trying to find something down. Home furnishings were up. Apparel was up. The super core, I guess maybe there's a little bit of good news. That was only at 3.5. So the super core at 3.5. So that was the inflation. So getting back to what are we looking at? Well, maybe gold's going positive here, down 4. What are we looking at? Well, inflation's not going to go away. That's here. And how do we know? How do I know? Well, obviously the tariff stuff's still happening. But even without that, because we're printing so much freaking money, it's incredible. Why is gold doing what gold's doing? Because gold knows. You don't have to be smart to figure it out. So we have really, I think, 2 choices. We could have like kind of quasi-hyperinflation. And what is hyperinflation? Well, that's elevated inflation, but the economy and everything's still growing, right? So, the hope from this administration is, well, we hope by spending all the money, we keep growing, right? So that's their hope. Their hope is kind of hyperinflation. Now, do they want inflation at 5 or 6, 7%? No. But judging by today and looking at Wall Street, Dow up 500 points, right? They're hoping, hey, if we can keep inflation, under 4%, we'll live with it. And then the problem is somehow we'd have to grow like 5%, which that'd be unheard of. Just doesn't happen. But that's hyperinflation. Everyone stays employed, right? You get a little poorer, but it's not. You complain about it, you bitch about it, but we're getting by. The other side is stagflation. What does stagflation mean? Well, we've got the inflation, so we got that part. Now it's going to come down to jobs and growth. If all of a sudden the 260, 270, 300,000 jobless claims a week becomes normal, and I'm not saying that it was today. If the unemployment rate, which is, it's ticked up, right? It has, but 4.3 isn't that bad. But I mean, if we get to 4.5, 4.6, 4.7, right? Okay, now it's worrisome. We're okay, apparently, with this, and I'll just say it, 4% inflation. I think they're okay with 4%. I do. If we grow 2% or less, heaven forbid we don't have any growth, that's stagflation, right? Which means what? Well, inflation's growing and the economy's not. Inflation's growing and people are out of work. Inflation's growing and hours got cut, right? They can't pay the rent, right? They can't pay the mortgage, whatever it may be. Now we're talking stagflation. I really think those are by far the two most likely scenarios, right? What are the unlikely scenarios? Well, inflation doesn't get any worse, and the economy grows 4 or 5%, right? Oh, hey, right. Miracle, right? That's probably the least likely outcome. Then there's inflation stays roughly about where it is, and the economy kind of does nothing, right? Which just means, okay, we just go bigger into debt every year to stay where we're at. Right? It's possible. It's possible. And then, of course, inflation stays where it's at and the economy gets worse. Right? And again, possible, not that likely. I think we're in for either stagflation or a version of hyperinflation. Now, when people think hyperinflation, they're thinking 7, 8, 9, 10% inflation. I don't think that. Right? This would be kind of a different kind of hyperinflation. 4, 5% inflation, an economy that's growing maybe 2.5%. Right? Versus 7, 8% inflation and an economy growing at 3 or 4%. See what I'm saying? So maybe a modern version, if you will, of stagflation. Those are the choices. Those are the choices. And notice how all of them had one thing in common. Things are going to get more expensive. Now, is it going to be all things? No, of course not. Right? Of course not. But when you start looking at stuff like insurance rates, prices of used cars, new cars, prices of homes, and yes, we'll see how far they can get the 10-year note to go down to get some mortgage rates down. I will say this, it's not a direct correlation either. So we could get that 10-year note down and mortgage rates, they're going to be lower, but maybe not as low as they were in the past, so to speak. What's the key? Better have revenue streams. You better have the ability to stay afloat. We'll be back. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour on this Thursday. Gold's getting ready here to, looks like, get back into positive territory, 36.38 right now. Silver, 41.40 and rising. Listen, silver is coming. Lease rates in silver are incredibly expensive, which just means there's not a lot of silver out there. And right now, I'll just say this. I think the question for silver is going to be, and let's just talk, say, the next, between now and the end of 2026, how close to $100 is this going to be? We have a significant supply deficit that continues. The money printing policies, not just here, by the way, I don't know if you've seen it, right? Nepal's on fire. France, I don't know if you saw it, right? France is burning, Germany's burning, the UK is burning, all these places. I mean, are we burning here? Probably pretty close. But the money printing is going to be driving. The price is already on the move, but the market's undersupplied. Demand is actually getting worse now. Because now you have central banks, sovereign wealth funds. I mean, look at Saudi Arabian sovereign wealth fund just took a huge position in silver. And then, of course, you throw the ETFs on top of it. Good news, we got some trades for Texan in. I've got 12 rolls of rounds. $800. That's $1.50 almost below spot on silver rounds. I've only got 12 rolls, so it's not like I got oodles and oodles and oodles of them. I do not. But when you think about Silver Eagles, which, by the way, silver keeps going up. I'm going to probably have to change the price here, but rolls of Silver Eagles in comparison were what, $965? And I'll just say this, at $41.50, really, they got to probably be $970. 20 ounces, and you're going to save $165 to $170. Let's just take the $165. Right, and when you sit there and think about, that's $8.25 an ounce less. Now, when you sell rounds back, everyone knows this, you get less for them than you do American Silver Eagles. You don't get $8.25 less, right? This is a great opportunity to pick them up here at 800-951-0592. I'll say this. If I was a betting guy, and I don't really bet, it's not what I, normally would do. I'll throw a bet down here or there if I'm in Vegas, but it's not what I do, right? I don't have the betting apps and all that stuff. I think that it'll be better than 50% chance that rolls around are at $1,000 or more before the end of the year. That's just, which is what, $50? Yeah. I mean, we're almost there, really. I mean, we're $8.50 away from 50? 800-951-0592. And then I still got $10 Liberties at 1830. And I think we've got four $20 gold pieces at $36.50. So when you go out to the website, you'll see the $20 gold prices are much higher, just because I really don't have very many. But I got a couple. So if you want to get some 20s or get some 10s on the gold side, I highly suggest you do it today. As we watch this market, I was really hoping gold was going to consolidate, right? Let's get a new higher low. I think the data it caught everyone off guard. Let's just say that. I think that what we saw in silver is a lot of people are going to, hey, let's push the price down to at least 3,600. I mean, really, we spent almost no time at 3,500, maybe even, 3,575, something like that. Let's establish a new higher low. And then the data this week just didn't allow it to happen. And it almost feels like today all the shorts got out, right? They got out at 36.20, 36.30, and now all of a sudden, are we setting ourselves up for, whoops, hey, the dollar's under pressure, right? The 10-year note sitting near 4%. Jason, it's almost like, gosh, we want to establish new higher lows, but the data just keeps going in a direction that says the price is going to go higher.
We keep talking about the spending, right? And then now they're talking about lowering rates. Look, it doesn't matter almost what asset it is. If they're going to continue to print, inflation is not the prices going up. Inflation is the amount of money circulating. If they're going to keep printing, yeah, your stock market might look pretty good. But the thing that I'm going to warn you guys that do other certain types of assets, there's going to be some winners and losers on this inflation game that's going on. Some assets are going to inflate because they have to, like stocks, and others are going to show very plainly, like gold, this is what the inflation actually is. Gold's going to outperform the stock market. It's just going to. And that's because, and then gold's not even really an investment. It's savings. It's protection for your extra money that's sitting around. It shouldn't be sitting in a bank. Don't have $100,000 sitting in the bank. Don't have $50,000 sitting in a bank. Now, if you're going to use that $50,000, I'm going to go put a down payment on a house. Of course, don't put it in gold and then have to sell it right away and lose margin. But if it's sitting there, Joe, I mean, as fast as inflation is eating away, you can't do that. You just can't put it in anything other than dollars. It's a currency. Currency means now. It doesn't mean hold it for a year, right, Joe? Currency means currently do something about it.
Well, I guess if there's some good news, the yield curve is steepening at a record rate. But the cool part, I guess, is at least we're going to lend short term. At least those rates are a little better. So there's a positive. Yay! We'll be back. 800-951-0592. Again, we've got a handful of rolls around. $800, what is it, like $1.50 under spot, $8.25 an ounce less than Silver Eagles today. A handful of $10 Liberties. I mean, we're trying to give them away to you here, 1830. Tell you what, on the 10 libs, I've got 10. If you buy all 10, where is it? There it is. I got to find it here. If you buy all 10, I'll take them down to 1820, which basically puts it at spot, right? That's $36.40 an ounce. If you buy all 10, I'll take them to 1820 on the $10 pieces. That's $18,200. If you're in Phoenix, I've got them sitting here. If you're in Colorado, I can have them up there lickety-split for you. 800-951-0592. Then, we keep telling you about revenue. You better find more streams. You better have more income. And I'm not just talking about today, tomorrow. Let's just take the next 10 years. Life after Trump, too, by the way. You better prepare. We've been telling you guys about Texas, telling you the plan. And I keep telling you that every week that goes by, it actually looks better and better and better. Is there a risk here? Sure, still is. But the opportunity is enormous because it's different, right? I love that somebody has figured out, hey, wait a minute, we can use crypto in a lot of ways. And we don't even have to reinvent the wheel to do it. And the funny part is you just need the people that see it, that know how to do it, and that's what we have. We have those people. I'm telling you, they are lining up. I got good news. So another reason, if you haven't gotten in yet, you're like, oh, come on, it's only on DexTrade and Bitmart. We just received word this morning. MEXC, it's another bigger exchange. I know for here in the U.S., you're like, God, I haven't really heard of that yet. But no, it's another very good exchange. Like, if you're sitting there, is it Coinbase, Kraken, or Binance? No. But it's the layer right below them. They just sent word that we have passed the initiation, the test. To probably give it a week or so. There's still, stuff to do, and we got to set up liquidity pools and all that stuff. But that will be the next exchange that we go live on. And, they have things that they want to see. One of them is to be on 3 or more exchanges, right? Well, we're there. And we're going to be on a lot more. One of them was volume, right? Got to have at least $100,000 a day. We're past that. And listen, I'm not worried about the volume. I think volume is just like we've seen. We're going to be doing $1 million a day here soon. And then last but not least, we're doing the whole redesign of the website and all of that, because the last thing that we're going to allow the exchanges to do is, here it all is. Here's our blockchain. Here's our secret sauce. And essentially, once you have all of these things satisfied, you kind of enter into the small amount of cryptos that meet all of these requirements. There's, I don't know how many cryptos there are, 20,000, 30,000, I don't know, a lot. But like only less than 500, I think, I'm guessing here, but it's not a huge number, kind of meet these standard numbers. They trade over $100,000 a day. They're on 3 or more exchanges a day, and the exchanges have actually verified our blockchain. Right, and of course, they don't want to verify your blockchain until you've got all the other stuff done, right? Then they'll verify it. So we're well on our way. This is a big development that I didn't see this one coming. And here it is. On top of, right, we're just waiting for Victoria Electric to get the power cranking. And the first of the mega mines, that's 3.3 million mega hash, is going to be up and running. The B40s, 2 more are supposed to be at the LA port any day. And then they'll be put on a train. The best part, unlike Victoria, we had to start from scratch. We had to level the ground. We had to buy ground, level it, put a plot on it to get the power. The next two are much easier. Mansfield set to go. Houston, we have everything ready. We're just waiting for approval from Houston Electric, but the power's there. So it seems like, like anything, right? Jason, the government got to jump through all these hoops. Big things happening. I've been telling you they're going to happen. By the way, mine are 25,000. We're banging on the door. We've already passed 24,000. Yep. Get ready. Get another revenue stream. Why would that be a bad thing? 800-951-0592. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Thursday. Rolls of rounds, however many rolls of rounds are left. $800. $10 pieces, $18.30. If you buy all 10, and I only got 10, if you buy all 10, pretty much that spot here at $18.20 at 800-951-0592. And then talking about Texit, you guys, it's here. The big moves are getting ready to come. I think we're going to see another move here this weekend, and if it's not this weekend, it'll be Monday, Tuesday. It's here, it's coming. But really big moves. I'm talking about, how are we going to be at $5, $7, $10? MEXC is next. It is huge. Just know this. Listen, here's what I'm talking about. Why am I talking about income? Let's say you join for $995. Just take a shot. See how it goes, right? We get to $16 in February. And let's just say the mine's full. It's all at the same time. And believe me, I don't think we're at $16 in the mine being full. I don't. But let's just use that worst case scenario. You'd be getting $1.60 a day for your $995. You're like, well, God, that's not so great. But that's $584 a year. 50% return on a $995 investment, worst case, right? Well, I guess worst case it doesn't work, but I can't say I don't know. I think this thing is a big winner, big winner, and that's the thing though. It's every year. This year, next year, the year after that. Imagine at $50. Which I kind of got the feeling that if the mine was full, then, yeah, probably looking 50 at the minimum. Do you know that would be $1,825 a year? Doubling your money every year. Now imagine if you did a 9-pack and got 11 seats, right? And you start thinking about, gosh, at $50... right? That's $55 a day. That's $20,000 extra dollars a year. That's what we're talking about. And that's if you do nothing, guys, nothing.
I'm going to reiterate this. You've said this before. When the mine is sold through, 1 hash gets you 1/10 of a coin every day. Is that right?
Yep. 100 hash. Right? Get you 1/10 of a coin a day. If you buy a 9-pack, you get 1,100 hash. That's 1.1 coins a day.
It's incredible if the price is at these high levels in the next year or two. It's incredible.
And I actually think $100 is going to be coming much sooner than people think. But, again, you can buy up to 27 seats. And if you did something like that, just to give you an idea, that'd be like $165 a day. How would you like to add $60,000 a year to your income? That's the type of potential that Texit offers people. You need more income. Why? Because inflation. Well, I don't care if it's stagflation, hyperinflation. It's here. It is what it is. I mean, really, think about it. It's already been, 4 or 5 years? And it's still going.